Data breach, misconfiguration, insecure interfaces, APIs, account hijacking, malicious insider threats are among top cloud security threats that harm companies. Hello and welcome to Baba Rashi Foundation. Today we have with us Mr. Rohit Jaswal, an expert with 18 years of work experience in area of financial crime compliance, AML. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Rashi. Thanks for having me.
So Rohit sir, tell us something about yourself, about your career and your experience in the field of cyber risk compliance and AML. Over to you.
Okay, thank you. So my name is Rohit Jaswal. In a brief, if I have to tell, born and brought up a Mumbai guy, which is happens to be financial capital of India. And for last 11 years, I've been out of Mumbai and worked in different organizations. Worked with banks, works with third party. What do you mean by third party? Is that the vendors who supports the bank. So I have been on the both sides of the world. Uh, Comes with a good amount of experience with retail, corporate, business, and mortgage banking. And for last 8 years, I've been with this AML, anti-money laundering, compliance and risk roles. Predominantly in India, not many people were aware of it. It was there in only the banking people, especially banks में लोगों को पता होता है कि who are the chief compliance officer, what are their roles and all. Layman में लोगों को यही पता होता है कि what is KYC. Just that's it. मैंने अपना name and address दे दिया. That is done. That's my KYC. But when it comes to banks, when it comes to regulators, I think there's a lot to be done, and they do a lot. They invest a lot on their technologies, especially the global banks, and even in Indian parlance, if you ask me, many banks are doing. Especially if you look at wallets, Paytms, Airtel Money, Amazon, Flipkart, everybody has to follow certain guidelines which has been laid by the RBI. So it's in a very interesting field, and when I got into it, I thought it must be just like that and all. But I think with the kind of exposure I got into the global market, the way banks are being seen, and one thing I want to tell Rashi that our Indian media especially are very kind to our Indian banks. अपने इंडियन बैंक्स भी पेनल्टी लगती है बट इतना पेपर में आता नहीं है, इतना उसका क्रिएट नहीं होता है. इफ यू लुक एट हिस्टोरिकली some of the banks like HSBC, Goldman Sachs, and ABN AMRO, Citibank for that matter, globally they've been penalized heavy, right? और उनकी वहाँ पे मीडिया तो मतलब they take their life off. But इंडिया में भी आता है. If you look at Times of India, जो इकोनॉमिक्स पेज होगा उसमें छोटा सा आर्टिकल रहेगा, बैंक ऑफ बड़ौदा भी penalized by 2 crore for not following KYC guidelines. होते हैं पेनल्टी, but it doesn't come in larger scheme of things. हाँ, लोगों को ये दिखता है कि बैंक लोन दिए जा रहे हैं, लोग पैसा लेके भाग रहे हैं. All those things get more attention, but I think cybercrime, compliance risk and all, it is something which not been paid that much of attention. I feel it should be. But recently, if you ask me, last 2-3 years, I've seen our RBI has started giving a lot of advertisement and all through the means of us cricketers, sports person and all. Never share your ATM pin numbers, CVV numbers and all those. So it's good. In a way, it's happening good, and I think people are getting more educated about it, what it is, what all things are personal, what is private. Typically in India, it was a little difficult, but if you look at other countries and all, it's very different. GDPR, especially, which is in the European law, which came about 4-5 years back about the privacy of the data and all. And most of the company has to be very very careful कि जो जिसका डेटा है वो उस कंट्री से बाहर नहीं जा सकता. आज के डेट में हम क्लाउड टेक्नोलॉजी बोलते हैं, हम क्लाउड में डाल दिया, किधर भी कर दिया, बट अगेन दैट्स नॉट इजी.
So Rohit, tell us what exactly is cyber resilience. सिंपल में, ताकि सबको, छोटी कंपनीज को भी समझ में आए कि होता क्या है ये.
So in simple terms, if you ask me, cyber resilience is nothing but to prepare, respond and recover whenever any mishappening happens. So इसमें अगर आप देखें तो cyber is about basically everything will come on the technology side of it, right? if there are attacks happening, right? If there are systems are going down, how do you plan to respond? How do you plan to recover? So in simple terms, this is what cyber resilience means. And to my view, I think it's about the grit. Grit to typically we call about to the individuals about their attitude and all, but resilience in the technology term of it is similar to that only. How I'm able to cope up whenever happenings are happening, which I'm not prepared for, right? So typically it's like how you're securing, how you're trying to put a wall, what are the intelligent layers you're putting across in the cyber forum.
Okay, so this pandemic came, nobody was prepared for it. What do you think that how have cyber attackers sought to take advantage of this global pandemic?
So before I answer that, I want to give you some stats. Can you imagine what would be the industry, the size of this industry and all? Want to take a guess? In billions, I'm saying. This is a $19 billion industry, right? Ransomware and all, where people are attacking. And recently, Garmin is a GPS and those smart watches we get and all. Recently, somebody attacked on Garmin's database, and they threatened them they will be selling that database to the public domain. To safeguard, Garmin paid $10 million, right? So everybody is very keen, and especially with this pandemic, I think the social quotient, जो emotional quotient है इंसान का, वो बहुत high हो गया है, right? People who are part of IT, people who are not all part of IT world also, they all are sitting in a room, right? What are they have to do? Nothing. Either watching TV, phone, WhatsApp, news, and all that stuff. And that's where all these attackers, they are trying to play on their emotion quotient, right? And they know that person is very vulnerable right now, and we can do anything. The number of attacks have gone 300% more in this pandemic time, as well as the number of frauds have also gone very high in this pandemic time, right? Especially if you ask me in anti-money laundering parlance, suppose somebody, a drug peddler, will say, okay, I am sending mask and gloves and all. But वो mask and gloves बेच भी नहीं रहा होगा. He must be just getting his white money converted into black money, right? I'll take one more example here. Uh, if do you know Amazon, or for that matter any e-commerce platform, even they need to be abide by government regulators in terms of surveillance and money. Do you know that? Are you aware of it? Okay, so well, that's an interesting fact, like Facebook, Amazon, all e-commerce platforms, right? They deal into currencies and they deal into transactions and everything. Some of them have opened their own wallet, like Paytm है जैसे वैसे अपने खुद के भी wallet खोलनी है कि आप उनके साथ KYC करिए, they can do it and all. So I'll give you one classic example. During this COVID time, a month back, मुझे एक email आता है कि आपके इतने एम्प्लॉइज हैं जिनको कोविड हो गया है, डू यू वांट टू सी द स्टेटस ऑफ इट. अब being at senior level where I run a very large operation, I thought genuine होगा, मेरे कंपनी से ही हो सकता है obviously, और कहाँ गए. I clicked on it and later on I got to know it was a phishing attack, right? So and then we got to know कि हमारी organization ने internally खुद ही कर रहे थे just to see how people are reacting and all, right? So some these kind of a test most of the organization do it. And being at this level, I also thought of like, okay, शायद मुझे एक तरह से database रहेगा, मुझे update मिलेगा कि किधर है, तो I can plan my resourcing and all if people, because this is something very personal. We are not disclosing anyone's name to any of the portals and all. Even in the organization, the name is going to be very kept very confidential and all. But फिर भी we need to be very careful and resilient about how we are going to react to it. So whether it's a small, a large, or medium, I think at every stage you need to build a very strong wall around it, right? And one classic example I want to give you, हम typically Indians, especially most of the people are whoever is using a laptop and all, हम license software लेते नहीं हैं many times, right? Windows upgrade कर लेते हैं और उसके बाद dump लेके दूसरा Microsoft Office वगैरह upload कर लेते हैं. The only request I would make to the people who are especially into this kind of industry where they have to deal heavily on technology platform and all, please buy licensed software because it will help you safeguard your system. You will never know कि ये जो आपके अनलाइसेंस सॉफ्टवेयर है, कौन सा रैंसमवेयर सॉफ्टवेयर आपके सिस्टम में बैठा होगा, व्हाट ऑल डेटा दे माइट बी एक्सट्रैक्टिंग, यू विल नेवर नो, राइट? हमें आज की डेट में सब लगता है कि सब सिक्योर्ड है, ठीक है, सब हो रहा है, and there are a lot of people who agree Einstein who make a lot of noise, yeah, Aadhaar is not safe, there's not safe enough. So there are dual authentication and everything is in place. I'll take a moment and want to give you one more insight. You know, although India में technology late आई है, but I want to tell you India में technology एकदम top class की आई है. We are way ahead. If you look at European countries, if you I've traveled into many countries, and I also want to tell you a simple example. हमारी आज की डेट में हम अपना मोबाइल नंबर पोर्ट कर सकते हैं, राइट, फ्रॉम विच एवर स्टेट यू वांट टू गो एंड ऑल, राइट? बाहर कंट्रीज में नहीं कर सकते, ठीक है? प्लस आप ये भी पता कर सकते हो फलाना बंदा कहाँ पे बैठा है। अगर मराठी में बोलता तो हाँ ये महाराष्ट्र में किधर बैठा है, वहाँ पे नहीं पता चलता, वहाँ पे स्ट्रेट अवे इट गोज इनटू अ वॉइस मेल बॉक्स। यहाँ पे तो अगर फोन डेड है, नॉट रीचेबल है, नॉट इन नेटवर्क, you get to know about it, right? There you don't get to know about it. And अभी recently जो cards में एक chip आया है कि you just need to tap your card and you can do it. Foreign countries में limit नहीं है, at least India में limit है, there's a 2000, right? So I think we as a Indian we are way ahead of the game. And also want to give you one more thing is that you know हम लोग ने अभी Indian banks have started doing virtual KYC. मुझे बैंक जाने की जरूरत नहीं है, मैं आपके साथ वीडियो कॉल पे बैठ के मेरा केवाईसी दे सकता हूँ, and that is also another process which we have allowed, and RBI has allowed it to do it. Not many countries are doing it. कुछ countries में है, but not across the globe, they don't do that. So that's why I feel that although we might be late in the game, but we are ahead in terms of technology, the versions, the latest part of it, so we are much ahead in that case.
That's wonderful what you just shared with us, Rohit. Rohit, tell us, just say once this pandemic was here and we all were told to work from home, you know, we are also working from home still. So you think how secure are the devices we are using?
So if you ask me if devices are from the organization, trust me, organization are taking the best care of it, right? By upgrading the versions, by bringing in a lot of controls and all. And the devices which are not secured, they are very vulnerable. In fact, I just mentioned you earlier also, and I will not quote a name. There is a one global bank in US जिसने 10 साल पहले बोला था bring your own device. What does that mean? कि आपको ऑफिस आना है, आपको ऑफिस का सिस्टम पे काम नहीं करना, आपका खुद का पर्सनल लैपटॉप आप लेके आओ, काम करो और you can do it. You can work from anywhere. But in this pandemic also they have started thinking कि is my BYOD secure? क्योंकि as I give an example, बेशक ऑफिस के लैपटॉप्स होते हैं, सिस्टम्स होते हैं, उसमें तो आपके लाइसेंस वर्जन्स होते हैं, सब अपग्रेडेड होते हैं, there is a wall network wall is there and all. बट आपके जो घर पे डिवाइसेस हैं, आपको क्या पता उसमें कोई ransomware आके बैठा हो, because it's open network, right? You may never know how. No doubt most of the banks they would have taken all this into consideration, but that was 10 years back. So whatever they did 10 years back, now they are rethinking, right? In fact, I was just reading an article, many organizations during this pandemic they allowed कि भाई आपके पास खुद का सिस्टम है, आप चलो कर लो, बट अभी वो चेंज करें, नहीं हम ऑफिस से भेजेंगे, because they don't want to take chance. Data breach is a big thing, right? And especially in India where we cater to so many other geographies in the through form of BPO organizations and all. So I think for them it is very key element कि हमारा data breach नहीं होना चाहिए, हमारा data किधर miss नहीं होना चाहिए, and that's where you know they are trying to be more vigilant. And I think some of them whatever would have been said earlier, it's been rethought again.
You just shared about data breach. To tell me, Rohit, do any crisis plan or policies concerning the use of information, equipment, or remote working need to be amended?
So typically, if you ask me, Rashi, most of the organizations, especially the big corporates and all, उनकी policies हैं, उनके there is a already process in place how they want to take that forward. And time to time basis, you know, there are checks which they do it, like it's like an audit. जैसे हम ISO certification कराते हैं कोई organization, right? So same way, some of these their policies and procedure when it comes to contingency management and all, उसमें उनके वापस check किए जाते हैं, and they all get tested again and again. So corporates wise, they are fine. When you ask me whether small and medium and all, I think they should focus more on the ISO certification and get into the cyber part of it, right? Where especially somebody is dealing into this kind of a platforms where both side transaction orders and everything, they go through all the system channels and everything. So I think they should get it certified and audited. It will help to showcase the controls what they have, and also in case that controls are not there, how they can mitigate it.
Okay, that's very insightful. So, Roy, tell me, with so many digital payment providers, and so are we at a higher risk now, cyber risk?
Answer is yes and no. But again, if you look at it, as I said at the beginning, the kind of amount of version gets upgraded. That's where even most of the companies like Paytm wallets and all, typically digital wallets and everybody. So they keep on insisting कि आप अपने version update करते रहा कीजिए, so that whatever controls are in place, so those can be taken care of. Frauds होते हैं. In fact, if you ask me whether the frauds being come down and all, not, I won't say no. Globally, the number of frauds have gone high on the credit card side also. With this pandemic also, people are taking an undue advantage. Okay, I've been admitted there, and but actually either already swipe हुआ है card. So all those fraudulent activities are happening. The only thing and the way forward, if you need to control this, again, just 3 steps: stop, think, and act.
I was just about to ask you, in between कि जब किसी के साथ छोटा सा एग्जाम्पल लेते हैं फ्रॉड हुआ, फॉर एग्जाम्पल डेबिट या क्रेडिट कार्ड का फ्रॉड हुआ, तो पहली चीज तो कार्ड ब्लॉक करते हैं हम, जैसे कंपनी का कार्ड होता है या अपना पर्सनल होता है, सो वी जस्ट ब्लॉक इट इमीडिएटली. बट देन व्हाट इज द नेक्स्ट स्टेप टू इट?
Next step is that you need to report it to the bank immediately, right? And third step would be is typically to go and file an FIR. So इनका cyber crime का है, numbers हैं, details हैं. If you go in on the website, you will find that out. But first thing, as you rightly said, card should be blocked. And I think आज की डेट में especially most of the private banks, राशि, अगर इंसान को ऐप यूज करना अच्छे से आता है, they can block it themselves, right? क्योंकि टिपिकली व्हेन वी मेक अ कॉल समटाइम्स 10-15 मिनट लग जाते हैं, कभी कभी 5-6 ट्रांजैक्शन हो जाएंगे. इनफैक्ट आई रिमेंबर वन ऑफ माय फ्रेंड इन 2012 चेन्नई में, उसका सिटी बैंक से कुछ 50,000 रुपीज निकल गए विद इन हाफ एन टाइम. बाय द टाइम ही कुड गो टू द ब्रांच एंड रिपोर्ट इट, 50,000 चले ही चुके थे, राइट? एंड ऑल द ट्रांजेक्शन हैपेंड इन मलेशिया, इन सम साउथ ईस्ट एशिया कंट्रीज एंड ऑल. But luckily, most of the banks, they have an insurance towards their customers, and they manage to adjust and give that back and all. But yes, first thing is block, report, and follow with the bank. They take it up to the next level.
What I understand is that we need to be more careful with our transactions, more aware about what we are doing. Yes,
absolutely. And especially मेरा तो ये request है कि घर पे जो बड़े बुजुर्ग हैं, people who doesn't understand digital payments and all, I think they need to be taught well. कोई कभी फोन करे कि आपका बैंक में ATM पिन नंबर एक्सपायर हो गया, हम चेंज कर देते हैं. Happened with me couple of times, but I knew these were all fraudulent calls, especially from Jamtara. I must say people should watch Jamtara. You'll get to know more about, right, how they used to do all this fraudulent activity. But yes, in fact, I have done it for my parents, both the parents. So they are vigilant. They know that, okay, koi kabhi bank phone nahi karta. In fact, they always say in their advertisement, we will never ask you a card number. We will never ask you account number. You should never share. In fact, आप बैंक में भी जाते हैं, you should never share your teller or anybody for that matter, right? And as I said, RBI has put controls in this banking systems, right? And technology has played a very, very important role. आज की डेट में आप भी देखो, हमारे credit cards are still secure as compared to global countries. If you ask me, वहाँ पे तो CVV number के बगैर भी transaction हो जाता है, right? If you just give your card number enough. हमारे तो इधर CVV number punch करने के बाद आपको एक pin आएगा, then the dual authentication is there, right? But some of the in global side, it's not there. So people need to be very, very careful. They should understand what is my personal, what cannot be shared. And I think there've been a lot of messaging around this. It's just that we should try to reinforce these words and messages to the elder people, especially in the remote side of it, where people don't understand.
That's very informative what you just shared. And so, Roy, tell me, we got a lot of queries from the younger lot, graduates and postgraduates. So if somebody wants to get into this profession, how do they start? And what are the certified courses?
So there are a lot of certified courses available in the market. In India, if you ask me, there is an institute, IIBF, Indian Institute of Banking Federation. जहाँ पे कोर्सेज अवेलेबल हैं, जैसे KYC हो गया, कैमी हो गया, एंड द वेल्थ मैनेजमेंट साइड के सर्टिफिकेशन भी हैं. फिर FCP सर्टिफिकेशन इज ऑल्सो देयर. सर्टिफाइड एग्जामिनर्स होते हैं जो स्पेशल लेवल में होते हैं फाइनेंशियल क्राइम. ग्लोबली एक सर्टिफिकेशन है जो बहुत फेमस है, उसको ACAMS बोलते हैं, एंटी मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग कंप्लायंस मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग सर्टिफिकेशन. And it's expensive, but you know, my personal take would be these certifications will not get you what you're looking for. The only way to learn is the harder way, right? Certification आपको certify कर देगा, but some of the red flags you will never know, which I think a person needs to get into a bank, do a teller, talk to customers, then they will come to know what are the red flags. System gyan and certification is good, but my take is that, you know, people should know what is happening. In fact, I'll give you, आपको मैं case study अभी बताता हूँ, and I would want to understand what are the red flags from there, if you can tell me. चेन्नई के पोर्ट में 10 million राइस इंपोर्ट हो रहे हैं इन साउथ ईस्ट एशिया कंट्री में, and the price is lower than our ration price of India. इसमें आपको कोई अलार्मिंग चीज कुछ लग रही है? अभी राइस एक्सपोर्ट हो रहे हैं, इट इज गोइंग टू साउथ ईस्ट एशिया कंट्री, एंड इट इज लेस देन द प्राइस ऑफ आवर, जो भी राशन कार्ड का प्राइस होता है अलॉटेड बाय गवर्नमेंट.
How is it possible?
साउथ ईस्ट एशिया कंट्री टिपिकली वुड बी, so typically export तो करेंगे ही हम, but I'm just trying to ask you, what do you think is the red flag? आपको कुछ suspicious लगा ये केस में?
हाँ, मतलब अगर क्वालिटी ऑफ द राइस इज वेरी गुड, डेफिनेटली होगी, तो सस्ते कैसे हो सकते हैं? हमें तो मतलब महंगे बेचने चाहिए, सस्ते कैसे बेचेंगे? दिस इज व्हाट आई अंडरस्टैंड. या
आप बिजनेस के पर्सपेक्टिव से सोच रहे हो. अब मैं I'll talk from invigilator and the investigator perspective. एशिया कंट्री को राइस लेने की क्या जरूरत है, बल्कि वो अपने उधर ही ज्यादा उगाते हैं, वो राइस ही खाते हैं. इफ यू गो, so that's a big red flag, right? This is on the commodity market. और वो हमारे इंडियन सस्ते, that's a secondary part of it, but the biggest red flag is like Southeast Asia country, why they're taking so many rice from other country. Was there any tsunami there जहाँ पे उनकी सारी फसल खराब हो गई है ना? So this is a typical red flag. So that's what I'm saying, you know, like you will get to know about it when you get your hands dirty into it, right? Certification में तो ये बताएगा कि regulation ये होते हैं, ये laws हैं, ये हैं, वो है, that's it. But typically when you see the transaction, when you put your brain there, इधर मुझे red flag ढूंढना, और जरूरी नहीं कि हर transaction को शक की नजर से देखना है, but yes, you become like a police officer when you see some of those suspicious transactions.
Yeah, simple people actually don't understand so much, you know. More attention to both the capacity and capability of cybersecurity workforce is needed. All organizations need to understand their threat environment and the risks they face, address their cybersecurity problems, hire the most appropriate people to do that work. In case you are seeking mentorship in this profession from Mr. Rohit Jaswal, VP Financial Crime Compliance Genpact, please write to us at chair@rabbirashi.in. Thank you and see you soon.